one.
Hello, hello. We are live with Terra Nullius. And we're back. So, y'all start exploring again. You wake up, and the hill you were on no longer has a cave. So that's interesting. And it is 7 a.m.
But it's not. We detected no magic there.
Nope.
Yet it's just gone.
I mean, there was magic when they made it go away, but there wasn't anything inherently magical about the cave itself.
Whatever.
Okay.
There's not magic in everything, Toady.
There's not.
Tell that to Walt Disney.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Alrighty. 7:30.
8:30.
Well, are we starting at 7 or 8?
I would assume 7, right? Yeah.
7:30.
So now it's 8. And now it's 8:30. And you've cleared all of the hexes over here.
Yay!
Except for the ones near Evilville.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that's why I need to refresh my Terra Nullius because it froze.
And yeah, so do you want to make your way back to camp then?
Yeah.
All right.
So Darius will stop whining.
So 9.
I am bored. My feet hurt.
1.4 miles.
Tired.
Yeah, this should be to scale. So 9, 9:30. I don't know actually. How are you getting here? How are you getting there?
I mean,
What
I
hex
was
are
just
you
thinking we could go along the coast.
Okay. So 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30, and you are back.
Just in time for
at
lunch.
camp.
Okay, well, wait, do you need to roll in an encounter
Yes, I do.
at 10?
Yeah.
So that would be right
Oh,
next
look.
to the cave.
Something happened.
Something has
no.
happened. A giant army.
Another temple.
We found
We
it.
run into the same temple. Yeah,
Oh,
like,
crap.
okay.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, crap, we made it over here. We didn't realize you were going to come over here, too. Okay, you know what I think you find?
What?
Okay, so make a, Ari, make a survival check.
Just sorry. Dang it.
All right, so we see some tracks that you happen to miss. Why is Ari distracted right now?
Because she's on her way to go see Captain Miggy. And propose something to him.
So what,
That's
I mean,
just for going
if
dating.
anyone
Let's
else
just
would
get
like to
married.
make a survival check to try to notice these tracks when Ari has not, feel free.
Oh, dang.
You said a survival?
Yeah.
I will survive. As long as I know how to roll. I'm probably gonna die.
Yeah, I think everyone but Ari. Okay, so what we see, right, is Ari completely misses these tracks. And then like Toy, you're like the next one in line, and you look down, and like there's ogre footprints here. And then Raya and Calvitas, you both look down, and there's ogre footprints. And like Ari completely missed them. Like she's just walking
Ogre?
ahead. Yeah, ogre.
Ari?
What?
Do you not see these giant footprints?
What? Oh.
Nice going,
I mean,
Ranger.
of course I noticed. I was just checking to see if you all noticed.
Make a
Whoa.
deception. Make a deception check, Ari.
Oh no, we don't believe that BS. What are you kidding?
I mean, it depends on if Ari actually wants that to like be the excuse that she gives.
16.
I mean, anyone can make insight.
Oh please, I want to.
Oh, dang it, I believe
dang
it.
it!
I'm so upset.
I'm such a good liar.
Or I just, or
That's-
Toy just doesn't care.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
Calvitas, were you gonna roll an insight?
I was, but
Is it freezing?
now it's just being weird. What the heck?
Just double click it.
Oh, there we go. Roll temperance.
Roll.
Insight.
Inside.
All right, no one No one thinks Ari is lying. So yeah, Ari, you play it off super cool. You're like, come on, guys. You think I, of all people, would not notice these tracks? I was just testing you guys. Like,
that's good, because if you didn't see it, that would be pretty.
No, it would be.
Yeah, that would be really
We
embarrassing.
can detect the tracks, but not the lie.
That would be really done. Yeah, so look, there's tracks, guys.
What kind of tracks are they?
Ogre tracks. We went over this.
I know, but I'm wondering which.
Oh.
I mean, I would know what they
Yeah,
are.
I know.
Do you think this could be Ohtli?
I think they're Blue's Clues.
Can I, like...
I just imagine
roll
a blue
something?
ogre going around the island, like, putting his footprint on things.
Can you figure out what is... Oh, what's the death thing? Like the... Shibalba? Can you figure out what Shibalba is? Alright, kids! Let's jump into this painting.
Where is the temple? Anyone know? I don't see it.
All you gotta do is think. Think.
Yeah, you
is there
see.
anything I could roll to see, like, where the tracks are going?
I think now that you're like paying attention to them and you can see them, you can follow them if you want to, and just you can see where they lead.
I mean, sure. I mean, Toity, you want to go where they are? Raya?
Sure.
It might be Ohtli, and for that reason, yes.
Okay.
If
Do
it's
you
not
wanna
Ohtli,
cast-
though, it might also be them going towards the camp, which, well, we were going there anyway.
Well, what direction are they going?
They're going away from the camp.
Wait, they're coming away from the camp?
Yeah.
How fresh are these footprints?
These footprints are pretty fresh. So make another survival check, Ari, just to like if you're looking around the area, just to find out any more information about these tracks.
19.
Cool. There you go.
That's
So,
better.
I think you do a little bit of investigation on these tracks and like the surrounding area, and you can see that this is these are rather fresh, but it's not like a trail that leads like from camp to here. It's like it very like backtracking it towards camp, right? You can see that it suddenly swerves and goes off this way, like goes off in another direction, and like so whoever these ogres were doing, they were like looking for something in the jungle. They were like maybe getting game or something. Like these were fresh. And then I think you find a couple of other tracks, like sets of footprints that are not as fresh, but are still ogre footprints. So your guess is that there's probably a camp nearby, and they've been here for a while.
Okay. I want to follow the tracks.
And I
You
think
can
I
do
do want to ready comprehend language.
Sure, yeah.
Like, that only lasts for
An hour.
Do you want to make stealth checks?
Yeah.
All of us?
Yeah.
Or to start?
Actually, I think I'm probably gonna use tongues instead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you have that
So I
now.
don't think- Yeah.
Sweet.
So you'll have two tongues now?
We made that
That'll
joke
be a
last
split tongue.
time.
Oh, did we?
Last time we talked about the spell, at least.
Okay, so I'm going to roll stuff. 20.
Yeah, boy.
I mean,
I'm gonna prepare the
are we
Components.
all rolling stealth?
I think so. Unless Ari's just scouting ahead, which is a thing you could do.
9.
I mean, I wouldn't go ahead without you guys. I don't care about the ogres.
I do.
Clear.
One is
Natural 1.
All right, so the
No.
combined stealth for the group is 8.
Not my fault.
This time it's not.
I'm grumpy and tired, okay?
True.
So, let's see, passive perception. Yeah, so they all notice you, before you're coming. So, like an ogre sentry comes to meet you, like, far before you, like, suddenly there's just an ogre in front of you. Like he just steps into the game trail basically, right? And
as I see him, so I don't like notice him at all when he's coming up. I don't have any time to catch.
I think you guys notice, like, I mean, it's an ogre. Like you can hear someone like coming from the jungle, and I think maybe they just call out like, "Stop where you are!" And
So
but I don't know. I don't think you can understand it. Like,
but as I hear that, I cast tongues.
right, sure. Is it just an action to cast it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, by the time he's finished saying it, you just hear right there. Like you just hear right there.
It sounds like you're trying to like sing along to a song and you don't know the lyrics except for right there.
Yeah. Right there.
Starbucks lovers. What? Taylor Swift song. Come on.
Oh no. Caleb froze again on my screen. Oh no. Not good.
Did I freeze in a funny position at least?
Thanks.
So yeah, so this essentially steps in front of you and says something right there. And then now is standing in front of you, holding the spear.
Guys, stop! Someone's coming.
And there's an ogre in front of you, like holding a spear.
Calvinus just puts up a hand and waves.
I walk forward and say, "Hello there."
Hello. You can speak my language, little one?
That is true, yes.
It's about time.
Seriously, it is.
Only, what, 15 episodes in?
Make a perception test, Seth.
Caleb, I think I messed up the cameras again.
I fix him. I'm on it.
He was on top of his game.
Yeah, that's just 10.
Yeah, okay. Never mind. You missed something.
Dang it.
So, yeah. The ogre says, what are you doing here?
We were wandering around and we found some ogre tracks and we were coming,
I'm coming to rescue you.
I'm looking for Ohtli.
My name's Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
My name's Duke Sturkharber. I'm here to hang out with you.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh, so good, so good.
Yeah, I think I just like literally just like I'm trying to make an excuse. I'm like, oh, I rip out my headphones, and everything got quiet. Yeah, I just break down like, I'm looking for Ohtli.
Are you?
He's an acquaintance of mine. I've met him before. I helped him with.
Yes,
I helped him in finding his
I know.
son.
I know you. Don't you remember me?
Oh, is that what you failed in perception?
Yeah.
I didn't realize you knew him.
You failed to recognize him. He was one of the ogres that was with Ohtli in that first hunting expedition.
Oh, I am so sorry.
I didn't know you could speak our tongue. Why were you making all those gestures if you could speak our language the entire time?
I've learned it. It's been a new thing. I've been studying it for
What
a
do you
while
mean you
now,
just
and
learned it? You can't learn another language in 3 days?
You can't learn a language and thing without our new package deal.
$3.99.
Try out Duolingo.
Terra Nullius Rosetta Stone.
Jordan holds up a stone.
Just a rock.
I was going with Duolingo, but that works too. Has it really only been 3 days?
No, he was just exaggerating. Exaggerating.
At least a week.
I would say it's been a long and interesting time since we've last seen you.
Yes. Yes, it has. And he like tightens his grip on his spear and he says, why did your men attack us?
I don't know. I've really been trying to figure out what happened. And I've been worried for Ohtli since we ran to your camp and they don't seem to like Ohtli anymore. And I've been concerned ever since.
Why would I take you to him?
Because I am a friend.
Make a persuasion.
And I do mean no harm. What?
Make a persuasion check.
Rod of leadership.
Oh my gosh!
With the 10.
I seem to remember a time when Toity needed to make a persuasion check and he rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
This is a good change. Yeah.
Wait, when did I roll the nat?
Wow, you can get
When we were talking to the fire people.
Holy
I have a plus 10 to my persuasion.
Yep.
You're very persuasive.
Yeah. So he loosens his grip on his spear and kind of like sighs and he says, "Of course, maybe you can sort this entire thing out." And he like waves you all
I would
forward.
be happy to.
Yeah, so we see you guys be led into
One tiny,
halfling.
halfling. Thank you.
we see you guys get led into the ogre camp. And yeah, so it's Ohtli and his men just chilling. Some of them are like they must have caught like a wild boar or something. Like there's a whole boar on a spit just like going around a fire. Yeah, and they're like sitting and some of them have like wounds.
The other situations, if they might have cut a wild boar, what are the other things that might have happened to have a boar end up spit roasting on the fire?
Right.
It was one of their own.
It was suicidal.
They found a boar on a stick, and then they just decided to roast it.
Decided to light a fire underneath it. Have some bacon.
Yeah.
Or asked them.
So you can see that some of the ogres have wounds, and some of them are pretty much all of them are looking very like down. They look very dour, and they're kind of like just sitting around. And then you guys get led into camp, and then Ohtli like looks up, and he says, "You."
I wanna go up to him and kind of kneel in front of him like, Ohtli, I'm so glad to see that you are well. I wish. I'm looking at the rest of his party. I wish it was the same for everyone here.
I think as he says that, Calvados just kind of tips a little and falls back down. He starts snapping a little bit.
Yeah, he stares at you and he says, "How do you know our tongue? I thought you didn't have access to that magic."
And I'm gonna actually it's a little what is it called? It's a what is
it? A clay ziggurat?
Yes. I'll lift up the small clay ziggurat and say, "I do now." And I said, I do now. Put it back in my pocket. I'm like, but it only works for an hour, so I'll have to make things quick.
I'm honestly confused as to why you just held up a toy to me as an explanation for why you can speak my language, but
it's how I cast the magic.
You squirrels are very strange.
I just laugh at that. I'm like, I can't deny that.
I think like as Toity is like laughing, I'm like
like I don't know what's happening, but okay.
I turn back around like, don't worry, we're fine.
Calvados is still just kind of sitting.
Yeah, so he's not actually laughing or like smiling at all. He's like just staring at you like frowning. He's like, "This is no laughing matter, Toity.
I am sorry. I know. Please tell me
why
what
did
happened.
your men kill mine?"
Okay.
I thought we had a pact.
We did, but we had not been back to our camp by the time that it happened. Please tell me what exactly happened, because from what I understand, the men of our camp were not exactly of well mind.
No, they were not. We approached their camp and attempted to parley with them, and they started cutting us down. They grabbed out your mechanical contraptions and shot at us, and so we fled.
I am so sorry, Ohtli. I wish
you must explain this, Toity.
Do they have alcohol in this world?
What do you mean?
To explain that they were drunk.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if how can I explain that?
Oh, like to the ogres, like in their world?
Yeah.
You can try to explain it.
See, Ohtli, in the world where we come from, there is a drink that some men like to partake of, and it makes them foolish. And they had the soldiers at our camp had a lot of it, to say the least.
You speak of pulque.
I guess so, yes.
Fermented sap of the agave plant.
Yes.
Powerful drug.
And they had a lot of it that evening, and I cannot possibly apologize enough for what happened that day.
But you also had no control over it.
Maybe.
I know I had no control over it, but
go ahead and make
Tori doesn't care.
Go ahead and make a persuasion test.
Oh.
Yep, there you go. Not as cool as your 30, but
no.
yeah.
But I think the 30 was more relevant in that time.
So he nods and he says, "I believe you."
Believe me, we had a stern talking with the soldiers as soon as we saw what they did.
That is good. A scout of mine the other day, he saw that you have moved your base camp. Why is this?
The tower where your son was found. We could not camp near that close to it and feel safe, given what happened to him.
I see. Toity, I understand when a group of individuals inside a larger group disagree on policy, on what to do. And the reason I believe this, I understand this, is because I have witnessed it firsthand.
So I have seen what happened with you. What happened back at your camp?
I went to the mother. I tried to reason with her. I tried to explain our pact, but she would have none of it.
Who is the mother?
The leader of our village.
Did we meet her?
No,
we did.
Did anyone else hear that money sound?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I wasn't.
No, you're not having a stroke.
This time.
I'm confused. I don't remember meeting a mother at your camp. I remember meeting. Who's the guy? What was the name of the
like
guy
a shaman.
we ran into? The shaman. We ran into some shaman of. Did we get a name?
I don't know.
I don't remember. He may have not given us his name.
I don't think he did. Yeah.
Funny
You just watched it, I don't think it-
No, I don't think he gave us a name. No, he didn't even give us a name. Dang, he really didn't like us.
Yeah. So you mentioned a shaman. He says, "Yes." He does not lead our village. He would like to pretend. The mother is indisposed recently. She has not left her home. Anyway, I've been banished, along with my tribesmen, along with my hunters.
You've been banished because of your pact with us?
It was the shaman's doing. He convinced the mother that I was trying to overthrow her with the squirrels. It did not go well.
I mean, I don't think squirrels would help picking a giant ogre up to throw.
Teakel is a slippery snake.
Oh, wait, sorry, say it again.
Teakel is a slippery snake. That's the shaman's name.
Oh, okay.
Teakel is a slippery snake.
I think at this point I'm just kind of like looking around.
Yeah, we have no clue what they're saying.
Actually, I was gonna say this. I forgot to say this. As I'm laughing, I like don't. When I said don't worry, we're fine. I actually wanted to turn to Riot and say, could you heal his men? Ask her if she could heal his men because they look pretty beat down. And I wanted to say, like, my friend will heal you.
How many ogres are there?
I think they're about 8.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so I use on the ones that look the worst my channel divinity.
Sure.
If they're below half their hit points, to restore them.
I don't think any of them are below half their hit points.
Oh. Well, then that was pointless.
Yeah.
I'll throw around some first and second level healing words.
Sure. And I think if you just do that a couple times, then you heal the wounds. Yeah.
He healed. Squirrel talk and I feel better.
Wait, I can do this.
I can also cast Cure Wounds.
No, I can just do Mass Healing Word. And that gets up to 6. So I can do Mass Healing Word and then 2 other healing words.
Would the word be like rejuvenation? That's a big healing word.
I liked that one.
Yay!
I think that means I'm really tired.
Wait, if you do that, I think you definitely heal them.
Seth, we're slowly converting them to the pawn side.
No, I think we're just slowly breaking her down. Mentally.
But yeah, I think what happens is, right, like the ogres like seem a bit more cheerful, right? They seem like they look literally depressed before, but now they like I think maybe a couple of them like thank you, Raya. Like you obviously don't understand what they're saying, but they seem like very grateful. And yeah, they seem like their spirits lift, their shoulders stop slumping.
All start to say like, do they all say the same thank you, like in the same?
Yeah.
So could she maybe start picking up what thank you means in their language?
Yeah, probably. Let's look up what thank you means in Aztec. Oh wow. This is a very long phrase.
Don't worry about it.
Tlazo kamati kenka tlazo kamati. Tlazo kamati kenka tlazo kamati.
As always.
Shut up. Stupid Siri.
So that's what means thank you in that language.
Now that you typed it, I have to write it down. If I hadn't have typed it, I would have just let it go.
Tlazo kamati kenka tlazo kamati.
Let it go. Let it go. We won't even use it anymore.
You don't know that.
It's kind of a fun little phrase.
Guess what's back? Back again.
Yeah, so what do you do, Toady? He tells you that.
We're still talking with him. I was still talking with him. I just wanted to go say that.
Exactly.
I wanted to say that earlier.
Right, I'm just saying, like, what do you say next?
So, what was the last thing he said? So, like, his mother did not approve. He said that the ogre.
He was a slippery snake. I think that's the last thing he said.
I was like, yes, we kind of saw that for ourselves.
You did? You went?
Yes. I can't tell the story how we ran in. Huh?
Were you attacked?
Oh, you could say that. He tried to imprison us, and we didn't want to be imprisoned, obviously. So we ran, and they chased us. And I think we had to take a few down. I think we just killed 1 or 2, actually. Is that right?
I think we killed 2.
Because 3 of them, I just broke their stuff, and they ran away.
Chased, killed 2 ogres.
We had to take 2 down, unfortunately, to escape. I am sorry.
Yeah, so he...
Not what we wanted at all.
He nods solemnly, and he says, I must offer the same apology that you offered to me. My people have not treated you kindly.
I'm glad we have an understanding, Ohtli.
Let's just kill them all.
Oh my gosh!
Calvinus actually say that?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't know what they're saying.
Cast cone of silence over.
They wouldn't know it.
I mean, yeah, they wouldn't understand what Calvinus was saying, but yeah.
Or maybe Calvinus does know what they're saying. I cannot justify.
Probably
using
should learn
that
cone
at
of
all.
silence at some point.
Are we gonna stay here for like a little while?
I only have an hour with this spell. So
I
don't
think
know.
eventually, like after like 5 minutes, I start like looking around, and I'm like,
All right.
so I go out and like maybe like find some berries and like some stuff as like a gift.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So you just like hand them out to the ogres?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, if they were like, if their spirits were lifted before, they're like genuinely happy now. Like, they seem really grateful for what you guys are doing for them. Like, it seems like they've had a bad week.
Yeah, so have we.
So has
Calvinus, you want to go pick him flowers or something?
Calvinus is asleep.
Oh, right.
Otherwise, I
If
mean,
Darius was here, he would go pick them flowers.
Oh yeah. Oh, if Darius was here, he'd be like straightening up their territory and making it into a beautiful garden, just making it top notch. But
But guess what, guys? Darius is dead.
rest in pieces.
So yeah.
Miss Darius.
Ohtli, I think, looks at you, Toady, and he says, "So what now, my friend?"
I don't know. All I know is that. Okay, remind me, because it's been a while since we've done Terra Nullius. I don't think I convinced Captain Miggy to not attack.
Oh no, yeah, like when the army comes, they're killing them all. that was what was kind of going on.
That's
You
the
might be able to
problem.
convince them to like attack the lizard folk first, but that would be the best you could do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't even know Ohtli.
I mean, if you convince Lord Navarro to not attack, that would be a thing. But there's another issue
Not
there.
exactly in good feeling towards me.
Yeah.
But you got a separate
Rod of rulership.
I own your soul.
Actually, I think what I'm doing is like I was saying, I don't know Ohtli. They're sending more people, and they don't seem to be listening to me. And I hold my rod of rulership. I have some plans. I don't know if they'll work. We do need time.
And time is
Maybe.
not a thing that you have.
Yes, that's what I said. Probably like we need time, but
Unless
have it.
we find a time portal. Yeah, no.
technically a portal does exist in this world.
It's true, but it's
no, because
We know it does.
a dimensional portal.
Gret killed himself to close it,
That's true.
but they can't exist.
R.I.P. Gret.
R.I.P. Gret.
Oh yeah.
Rip and pepperoni.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and pepperoni. That's what I say. Like I don't know what to do. I have ideas, but
This is the thing. Ohtli doesn't know anything about the army that's coming, so you haven't
He
even
just
mentioned
said
it
more
to him.
people are coming.
yeah, I said
Oh,
more
did
people
you?
are coming, and I was like, I don't know what
Okay, I
to do
missed
either.
that.
Like I
Okay,
don't
I
want
guess he
this
didn't
to-
really understand what you. Okay, I think what he says is like he says, "I don't understand. What do you mean more are coming?"
I'd like to throw out a suggestion of what what Toity might suggest to them. It would probably be best for them, for their survival, if they got a raft and got to a different island.
We don't know if there are different islands.
We don't.
I mean, there's a mainland.
Uh,
This island is off
Oh,
of the
that's true.
coast of the mainland.
That's
yeah.
true.
Tell them to get to the mainland. That's what I would think.
There is a mainland nearby, right? It isn't just this island.
Yes, of course. The Ohtli Basin.
Can you spell that for us?
I guess
Tina?
it's the Yolotli Basin.
Yodel.
Yeah, I added a couple of syllables in there. It's the Yolotli Basin. But that is a dangerous place, Toity.
Well, here's the problem. this is going to be a dangerous place soon. I could not convince my superiors that you weren't dangerous after what happened, even though it was our own men's fault. This is messed up on in so many ways. But they are sending for more warriors to come here. I'm sorry, but I don't know what to do. I am going to do my best to try and convince them of the alliance we have made so far. Oops, and I ripped the headphones out again. I think it's quiet when the headphones come out.
Is the Ohtli basin, that's the mainland, or is that this island?
It's like, no, it's the mainland. But it's like the section of mainland that's directly off the coast from this island.
And as I say, so it's not the island. So that's the name of the big mainland.
That's the name of the section of mainland that is directly parallel to this island.
It's probably close to the Permian Basin.
It's not really. So let's just go something like, I'm sorry, I can do what I can, but I can't guarantee anything. If anything, I can try to route them to the lizard folk. But I can't really guarantee your safety here. If it is possible to make it to the mainland, that will at least stall them and give me more time. But in the meantime, I don't know what to do.
So what would you have me do, Toiti? You would have me run? Leave my people to death?
Join us!
It is leave your people to death or die yourself, possibly.
Probably.
I heard a proverb once, Toiti. A person has learned much who has learned how to die.
I have heard this recently. We have run across a set of dragon-like creatures in a cave of glowing...
I thought we were having a conversation about something entirely different.
What?
I don't know why you're bringing up serpents and caves.
They mentioned this same phrase.
Who?
Wait, didn't
the serpents?
Wait, they're the ones that we got.
The phrase was written on the arch,
and they were like,
arch in front of the temple.
Wait, it was on the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm remembering wrong. I'm saying we ran into a few serpents serpent-like creatures in a cave, and on that cave was that phrase. Do you know what this cave or these creatures might be?
He thinks about it for a second and he says, Toiti, serpents are dangerous.
How dangerous? How? I mean, not like how dangerous, but how are they dangerous?
The Ohtli Basin is their home. The serpents. I have heard dangerous, horrible things about their empire. The empire of the 7 serpents.
Only 7?
Coffee just wakes up. Only 7.
Suddenly understanding
I don't
while
think
dreaming.
And the actual words that he's using in the language is Chico Makotl. I'm sorry, I'm throwing a bunch of names at you.
This is all stuff that Caleb has just been penting up.
Oh, it's been there's been a lot of stuff here.
So
these are the snake people?
Yeah. It's the empire of the 7 serpents.
Should we go ahead and tell him the whole story about what they said about the orb and
No.
I don't know how helpful that would be.
Stop, no.
So yeah, he's basically warning you. He's like, do not listen to what serpents say.
Because what if he knows secrets?
Ohtli's dumb.
Okay, here.
He's an ogre.
I mean, he didn't know anything about the orb, though.
We're the one who told him about the orb.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But the reason why the orb exists has something to do with Yom Chikop, right?
No.
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 Yumchika was
found-
drawn to it.
Shabalba.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yumchakab was
why
drawn to it.
What was Yumchakab doing with the book that was
He
telling
just
him how to
found the
make?
orb.
He found the orb.
Found it.
He's doing exactly what Tori would have done had he probably gotten
Okay.
more entrance with the orb.
He was just exploring.
Just like us.
Actually,
So,
Toy,
you had his journal, remember? And in his journal, Yumchakab, like, he felt like this pull, this call, when he was even back in his village, to come down to the river to find something. So,
I'm just gonna turn to Oli and say, does the name Shibolba mean anything to you?
it's the underworld. Not a nice place.
Is it?
And he
Is it a
smirks when he says that, like he's making a joke.
It's not related to a person of sorts.
Oh yes, of course. Shibolba is the name of the underworld and its caretaker.
That doesn't sound too good. These serpents were saying something that seems to be meaning that Shibolba was rising or doing something of the sort.
Again,
What
I
was
would
it?
not
They said
trust.
Just stop saying all these things.
You don't know I'm saying these things.
I'm not going to tell you, though. You don't have access to them.
I have my notes too.
Yeah, but they're not as thorough.
They're not. Okay.
Yeah, he says, I would say, Toidi, I would not trust anything a serpent says.
Okay, let. I don't know what to do, Ohtli. There's not a good way around this. I don't want you to leave your home, but I don't want you to experience more
Can we just
violence.
have all the ogres die? Still here.
I don't want to have more violence.
Toidy's emotional connection.
Yes, that's what
Cool.
it is. I don't want to have more death happen at the
So,
hands
like,
of my
no real
people.
consequence to us. We
The
just have
consequence to my morals.
we just have the army come and kill all the ogres. It's fine.
Why don't we just turn the ogres into something else so they're not ogres anymore?
I don't.
That
What?
sounds like a much more complicated process than you're making it out to be.
You just go to like the fairy godmother's like potion area.
Right, exactly. Just grab the ogre to human
Turn it
potions,
to a
right?
Disney
Yeah.
movie.
Exactly, just like in Shrek.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
With Disney or DreamWorks.
Yeah,
Or we just
feel
put
like-
beards on them. No one will ever recognize them with the beard.
Because I'm sure all the ogres would be super into you completely erasing their race and culture so that they would live. You know, like the colonizers did
Like the
to
Native
South
Americans.
America. Yeah.
I'm trying to help them. I don't know what to do either.
Yeah, I think that they should just die.
Right, because that's better.
I'm
Yeah.
basically in agreement with you.
Like, Toidy's like trying to tell him all of our trade secrets and like all the stuff about the orb that they don't
But
need to
what's
know.
wrong with them knowing about it?
Because we just want to keep it secret because it's
We're trying
dangerous.
to colonize this island.
One, we're trying to colonize the island. Two, we know the orb is dangerous.
I'm trying not to die.
And in 2 days, I'm gonna know more about.
Are you going to? What if the snake is? What if snakes are bad?
What
They
if
can be
Waha?
trusted.
Is that what it means?
No, it's not Waha.
Can we move this conversation?
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying not to hog it, but I'm just trying to figure out what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, Ohtli. I don't.
Brian knows.
I know what to do, Toiti. I will not leave
What?
my people. I will not leave your people. I will not condemn them to this fate. War is terrible, and I do not want it for our peoples. I want peace.
And Darius said, "Amen."
From the grave. From Shibolba. And he looks at you, Toiti, and he says, "Let me come speak to your leader. Let me convince him that we mean no harm. Let me be the mediator. Let both of us be the mediators between our peoples. We can stop this."
Ohtli's can't mediate. He can't speak both languages.
Yes, he can. I can cast languages on whoever I want.
Please no.
I just want to kill things. I don't want this to be a diplomatic mission. We're not on a diplomatic mission at Alderaan.
What we do is we unite the humans and the ogres together to make an awesome, super civilized race, and then we kill all the lizards.
We kill the lizards anyway. We can
need
just
help.
skip the ogre part. Kill them too.
Yes, that's what he says to you, Toy.
I can do that, but can we wait until morning so I can have both spell slots back?
Well, but it's already morning. It's like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I know, but I only have one spell slot left for tongues.
Well, tell them we're gonna like go back to the camp. And
let me. That's good.
Get us there in the morning.
Let me go back to camp and let me talk to them about this. Actually, I guess the camp's coming to us. Wait,
What? No.
No, the camp is right
isn't
there.
We're going to the camp.
Navarro
The
is
camp is
close to
not
you guys.
mobile.
the boat's not in the same place as
Oh,
We're at the square.
sorry.
The square is
I should have
camp.
moved everything
Oh.
over, yeah.
that. I just meant the boat and everything was in the wrong spot. Dang it! Not again.
There you
Third time's a charm. Okay.
So you say you meet him in the morning, basically, at camp?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he nods, and he says, I will do it. We can stop this thing.
We can stop this thing.
We can try, that is for sure.
I don't understand that reference.
It wasn't a reference, I was just singing.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys go back to camp then?
Yep.
So, do you tell us?
Yeah, do you
any of
tell
this
us what happened?
conversation?
Yeah, how much of the conversation do you tell them? Maybe you just don't tell them anything.
No, I would tell them a decent amount of it. I probably wouldn't mention that I mentioned the stuff about Shiboba.
Yeah.
Just because it led nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really have anything to say about it anymore. I do mention he didn't... I might not mention that he doesn't like the dragon thingies.
Well, so you just said
He thinks
serpents,
that you're talking
so...
I said dragon-like serpent thingies.
Yeah, I mean, but you didn't go into detail.
He
so
thinks that you're talking about the snake.
He
people.
just said, yeah, he just is like serpents, okay? That's what they are.
Oh, I misunderstood then.
I mean, yeah,
Crazy.
Toyney
It
probably
was
just
lost in
misunderstood.
translation.
It was, because I don't know what they were.
That's a terrible place. Translation.
The land
So
of
many
translatia.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle for theologians.
yeah, for Bible translating.
Anyway, so yeah, I tell them pretty much all except for the stuff about the dragon thing, especially when I realized, wait, I didn't specify that. I don't know which one he was talking about now. If anything, it means that there's more of those lizard people, which I don't like.
Okay, so as we're walking back, I'm just like, so why do we care?
I care.
Yeah, but like, why should we care? Like, this seems like it's a whole lot of work for something that's not going to help us at all.
Who's to say?
We're going to have to fight to not fight them, which is ridiculous.
Well, less people.
That's not what we came here for.
Less people to fight seems like.
Lord Navarro hates you anyway.
I know. I need allies wherever I can go.
Yeah, he said, I might just turn on y'all with the ogres and just...
Huh?
You're like, I might just turn on y'all with the ogres if things go bad with Navarro.
No, like, seriously, if there comes a point where Tony has the option of dying or running away with the ogres and not being part of the story anymore, he's gonna go with the ogres.
Yeah.
And we will slaughter you with the ogres.
No, he'd run away.
Well, he'd get the ogres to, like, run away with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow me, I'm your king, run!
I mean, he
Yeah,
has the
so
rod of
that's basically
rulership.
what I'm saying. It's just like,
If it comes down to it, without rod of ruleships being used, it'll come down to it.
yeah, I'm just like, I don't really understand why we're trying to save them so badly. Like, it doesn't really make any sense.
It makes sense.
I agree.
Calvitas?
In character or out of character?
I'd like say that, and then I'm like, wait.
Get a weird feeling in my stomach.
We've been agreeing a lot this session.
I don't like it. Quick, slap me. I slap you back. Okay.
Okay. So much other people should do.
I think Calvinus just shrugs and says, "Something's going to die eventually anyway, and when you need me to kill it, let me know."
As long as it's not me.
Right, so the ogres.
I'd rather live with the ogres than die with Navarro.
What? Wait, what do you mean?
I probably whisper that to her under my breath.
Do you though?
Can I roll a perception check to see if I
I've
heard
been
that?
saying out loud the whole time, like,
Oh, you said out loud.
Lord Navarro hates you anyway.
That's true.
Wait,
she
Navarro
did.
hates you?
He might not like me.
Wait, then why did he send you on this expedition?
Ooh, good question, Ari. Toity? Your response.
Let's go back to Captain Miggy. Roll for persuasion. Let's just go back to Captain Miggy.
Calvinus is just like, "Oh, I like a good drama."
You can't roll persuasion. You have a +10 to persuasion.
What are you trying to persuade?
To ignore. Let's forget that and just go to Captain Miggy. I rolled in case he wanted me to.
You're not gonna convince me of that because I don't want to go see him right now.
He's very predisposed.
That nice 30.
I just wanted to see if I rolled. He may. So what do you say after I say? Let's just forget that and go talk to Captain Miggy.
Are you meaning to tell me that you're not part of this party?
I'm part of this party. It might not be official.
Oh, Toity.
It may have not exactly been sent here by Navarro. I may have joined on my own accord.
In all fairness, we'd probably be dead by now if it weren't for him.
Yes, exactly.
I understand that.
He'd also be dead if it weren't for us.
Yeah.
So we're all in this together.
I would be dead
Or
if it
something
weren't
like
for me
that.
being here.
Yeah, can we just like we're all in this
Wait,
together or something like that? Is that what normal people say?
Wait, did you know this?
Yeah,
And you didn't say anything?
he's useful. Sometimes.
See?
But I mean, like, right now, not so much. We just need to kill the ogres.
I can't deal with this right now. Oh my gosh. You mean that we've been essentially like defying Lord Navarro by bringing this guy along?
No?
And then Calvinus just like has in
Question
his
mark.
head- Calvinus is just kind of thinking to himself, "Man, this would be even more of a mess if I let them know what I am."
He's like,
If we're just revealing secrets right now, this would be great.
No idea.
This is literally like the secret revealing episode.
It is, yeah. It's a lot of information you dumped.
So you're meaning to tell me that I'm basically harboring a fugitive?
No. Right now, you are having a fugitive in your custody. You're not harboring a fugitive.
Roll me persuasion.
That's like a pretty good argument, honestly.
I mean, yeah.
Guys, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
There you go.
Okay. I think about it, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. He couldn't get away from me.
you want to bet? Actually, no, yeah, I don't think.
Tony, don't say anything else.
Wait, I'm actually no. See, I could just hide in my tiny hut. That's pretty much it. I can't run away or squat.
You can just live in your tiny hut for the rest of
Ari-
your tiny life.
Listen,
8 hours at a time.
You're
Yeah.
surrounded by jungle. If Ari wanted to hunt you down, she could do it.
Oh yeah, it would be
Ooh.
it.
Fun session.
Yeah, but he also has a lot.
It would be hung. Actually, I might be like putting my hand in my pocket, like near the rod of rulership.
Yeah.
And hope. Like thinking, like, okay, I might need to.
And after this happens, and we like walk a little bit more, I pull Ari aside and I go, stop bringing it up. It's going to be handled. I've spoken to Lord Damar about it. But Toity can't suspect anything.
I see them whispering. And I'm not happy.
Okay, Raya.
So, you and Captain Miggy, eh?
You don't know anything about that. You can't say that because you don't know anything about that.
I've seen you muttering at night. Who else have you been muttering over?
I see you muttering at night.
Well, what about you and this Sabu guy? Don't act like you don't say his name at night.
Oh!
I've never denied it. I don't really know where the argument is there.
I don't want to talk about it.
This is more like Raya and Ari's conversations.
We're not a thing, okay? It's just...
I think, like, in the background while they're doing this, Kelvius just walks by with the book again.
I'm just like, what is happening? What? All we want is some land.
I didn't ask for all
this.
No.
Oh no, it froze again.
Right. I don't want to talk about it. Let's get back to camp, please.
Oh, I'm back already.
I think it froze again.
It's not frozen. It's just not
cold.
So anyways.
Good talk.
No.
So yeah, you
I
all...
think this is the most Raya and Ari have spoken to each other in like a couple days.
Yeah. So you guys want to go to camp all very nervous and like worrying about one thing or the other?
I'm not nervous.
Or
well,
angry,
they want freaking bedrolls.
At the very least, we're going back to that.
I would definitely like a new bedroll.
Okay.
Next time I need to just I should have just cast languages on Ohtli, to be honest.
What if you cast languages on one of the velociraptors?
I don't think it works that way.
Probably not.
Oh yeah, that's a much better idea. Because
What?
then he can talk to all of you guys.
Yeah, I should have done that. I didn't think
Yeah.
about it at all. Then other people could have been in another conversation. Would have just been me.
Oh well.
Darius would have still slept through it.
Yeah.
Kelvius.
Well, actually, it's probably a good thing I didn't do that. Given
I was about to say, yeah.
given
I would have
Ryan
slapped
was
you.
just like,
It
let's
went-
just kill everyone.
Yeah, it went
a lot.
a lot better.
I mean, I wouldn't have said that in front of him. But, like, probably would have been just slapping you for giving him too much information.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
have just stopped me from saying
You guys make your way to camp then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Making our way to camp, walking fast.
Oh, you made a
Go
camp
past.
area.
I did make a camp map today.
Let's gather around the campfire and
Sing our campfire song. Our CAMPFIRESONG song.
I don't know this
Had to
song
check
at
out
all.
the headphones for
SpongeBob.
that.
I don't watch SpongeBob.
And if
wrong
you
with you?
don't think we can
never had
sing it
cable.
faster than you're wrong, then help if you just
Okay.
sing along. Thanks for watching the live stream, everybody.
Please don't sue us for copyright.
Especially you, Nickelodeon.
Do we each have our own little tent?
You do.
We have really big
Yeah, you guys have special big tents.
Where?
over here.
One special big tent.
Mine's probably just a
Okay.
normal sized tent since I'm a half.
Can I have mine totally on the opposite of Ari?
I mean, yeah, you can just move yourselves around to whatever tent you
want-
want.
I want one of the end tents.
Darius just goes into a
Fine,
tent
I'll take
and
this tent.
goes to sleep.
I go talk to Captain Miggy.
I go as well.
Yeah, you do. I go to watch.
Whoa.
I just want to see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what? Darius doesn't go straight to sleep. We just see him go into his tent. We'll come back to him later.
Okay. Is Captain Miggy in his tent?
Yeah, he's over here.
Okay.
So you see that another tent has been set up like right next to his, like another big tent, and then you're assuming that's gonna be for Lord Navarro when he comes.
Also, yeah, I kind of would have known he liked you because he was like, "Are you want to join the book club?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, do you even know her?"
Yeah.
I would have known.
Okay.
Just like
So just
over here on the outskirts.
Toity and
See what
Ari
happens.
and Raya all go over to talk to Miggy.
But does Ari know that Raya left the book club?
No.
Does Ari care? No.
No. I don't even know if I knew the butt club was a thing.
Well, he invited you to book club, didn't he?
He just invited me to read.
No.
Okay.
If only he'd invite Darius to read.
Yeah, so he's... Well, that was the whole issue, remember? Raya was like, you're not going to invite Darius and you want to invite Ari? Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have to...
Like, I have to leave.
Yeah.
I can't stay for this.
Yeah. So I think, like,
I don't understand what I've done to make you hate me this much.
Also, you hate me, so...
I don't hate you. I just think that you're an entitled princess.
Yeah.
I mean, because I am.
I have no illusions about my identity.
Exactly. I'm not denying any of that.
Yeah, so you go over to Captain Miggy, and I think he is, like, I think he's, like, in his tent. So... You walk in, and he's like writing a letter or something. He's like writing on his desk. So Ari, you walk in, and Toity, and Raya, you're just gonna like stay outside.
I'm an eavesdropping distance.
Okay. Yeah. So he looks up and he says, you're back early. How goes the exploration? And he seems like very awkward. He's pointedly looking at Toity, like very directly, and not like trying not to look at Ari at all.
We need to talk.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing right now.
Not about something specific.
All right. Well, you are the one giving the report here.
You remember the
hold on, Toity. Let me give him the full report before you go into your crazy antics.
They're not crazy.
Crazy.
From the outside the tent, you hear Raya go, crazy.
We finished exploring the bottom half. Nothing too dangerous to report. We did find like a graveyard. We killed pretty much everything around there.
Wait. If it was a graveyard, shouldn't the things already have been dead?
Usually.
Well, as we told you, there's undead things around here.
Oh, another one
I
of
just
those.
say-
Skeletons? Zombies?
Like ghosts.
Oh, wonderful. You know, I'm liking this island more and more the more I get to know it.
Well,
I think you'd feel differently if
Good
you
for you.
saw it yourself.
He's being very sarcastic right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, and then I found some tracks, and that's where Toity comes in.
You remember the ogre encampment that you had a little tiff with the other week, or however many days
You
ago?
mean the
it was?
ogres that attacked my soldiers?
Yeah, he doesn't see it quite that way. But here's the thing. He wants to make peace. He does not want to have war. He wants to come in and talk tomorrow.
All right. And this is the leader of the ogres?
Of this specific, would it be tribe? Group.
Tribe.
Well, not Group?
The tribe has
it's just 8
splintered.
guys, yeah.
The mother is the
Like
head
hunting
of the tribe.
band.
The specific leader of this group, yes. Not of the ogres that captured us before. He's been ostracized from them.
Supposedly because of his belief that he can make peace with us.
Ah. So we have a pacifist ogre attempting to make peace, and the rest of the tribe wants war. I don't see how this is a situation we can avoid, Toity. The army is on its way. It's going to be here in a matter of days now. There's going to be a fight.
Yes, there will be. I have no doubts of that. But this specific group of ogres, I don't think means us any harm, and I don't think.
Well, what can they do for us, Toity? What can they do? How many are they?
There is 8, and they are well
8
accustomed
of them.
with the
8
land.
of them. You gave me an account of how many ogres are in that clan. 8 ogres on our side will not make a difference in this matter.
I am not saying we turn aside the help of the army that's coming to us. I am just saying that this specific group of ogres means no harm to us and should not be disposed of.
That is wonderful, Toity. We will not kill these ogres as long as they stay away from us. But you do understand that these ogres that you were referring to, they're the same ogres that killed my sailors.
The sailors you said yourself had been drinking that day.
Do you know what it's like, Toity, to be face to face with something that killed your friend? It's not easy to negotiate with something like that.
He has no idea.
I'm just gonna look at him, give a really look like, you think I don't know that?
The sailors won't trust the ogres, even if you say that they're the good ones.
Twitty, tell them the thing that he can come and talk to everybody.
Fry just pokes her head into the tent.
I have learned magic that will let him speak in our tongue. He can talk to them in person if you would like.
Where did you learn this? Is there a book that you found or something?
Don't question it. It's magic in a cave.
He found a little clay ziggurat and then looked at it, and then it was like, blah.
It's a better explanation than I can think of.
This island is so strange.
I would agree.
I don't understand how that's going to help us, though. Even if the ogres can speak our language now, they're still violent. The sailors won't trust them. And frankly, I don't either.
We're violent.
I peeked my head in again, and I said, Toity, see, he's saying what I'm saying. I at least tried to help you with that argument.
Raya, what are you doing outside the tent? Why aren't you coming in?
It's very crowded in here.
It's not, actually. There's more room.
Goodbye. My head pops back out.
And he seems like honestly sad. Like Toity and Ari, you see that like he's like, oh crap, like I did something bad. Like he feels guilty. Like you can see that on his face.
I was just gonna say, look, this is a land we know very little about. Sure, we are learning as time goes on, but it would be helpful to have some natives around to help us in the process of all of this.
I agree. Unfortunately, these natives are the same ones who have killed sailors of mine. They can't be... Listen, it's not that I don't want to trust them. It's that it's not wise.
It's not them. It's us.
Thank you, Raya.
Will you at least talk to him tomorrow? Give him that much. Give him at least a feeling that...
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, come on. Nat 20 again. Anything but a 1. Actually, not anything but a 1, but...
Like a 2?
A 2?
Yeah.
laughing with the echo. Because then it sounds like somebody's laughing with me.
So, he shakes his head very slowly, and he says, Toity, this is not a good idea. You have to understand that. Bringing the ogres here, it's not going to end well.
Why doesn't he go to the ogre then?
Can we bring you to the ogre, or at least just bring Ohtli, none of the rest of his group?
If you can guarantee me the safety of me and the people who will be with me, if you set up a neutral ground between here and wherever they are, we can meet at a neutral location and have a conversation. Ohtli only, this leader that you're referring to.
That is fine by me.
Make the stipulation that the guards that he takes with him have to go through. They have to be trustworthy. Like, they can't just be like really dumb guards that are going to get drunk.
I don't think there would. Well, actually, and that brings a question.
I mean, we would all probably just go.
Yeah, and on the stipulation that the only guards you have are that the guards you have are. I
mean, to say the guards.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, they're just us.
It's Raya and Ari. They don't like my idea, but they at least know that Ohtli is somewhat trustworthy.
Darius is too tired to even
yes.
of helping out right now.
Yeah, so he nods slowly and he says, fine, I will have a conversation with him. I don't think it's going to get anywhere, Toity, but I am grateful for what you've done here so far, and I don't want to... I have, of course, made you the official diplomatic envoy of the mission, so... Of course, when Lord Navarro gets here, we'll have to have another conversation to check with anything that we've decided here, now that it seems that he'll be taking a more firm hand here. And you can see it almost like a bit of like... You're not sure how he feels about that? And you could probably roll an insight check to like figure out what his feelings are about that, but...
I'm fine with that.
Don't need to.
I'm gonna roll one as well.
Lord Navarro wants to kill me.
Yeah, but
Nope.
Yeah, so Toity, I think you get the
Can I
sense
roll
that...
insight?
Yeah, you can.
Not in the room.
I keep peeking my head in and out. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I clicked the wrong thing.
You know about his history with Lord Navarro.
Yeah, so, Toity and Raya, you both can definitely see on his face that, I mean, from what you know of Captain Miggy, he is a not very competent person in terms of, like, combat or, like, heroism, like, anything like that, right? But this is, like, his thing. Like, he was given, like, an opportunity here. He was given, like, a chance to, like, do something really great and be, like, remembered forever for this. And he's, like, honestly thinking, he's, like it's all over. And Lord Navarro's gonna get here, and he's just gonna stay and he's gonna take over everything, and I'm gonna be redundant. Like, there's no point for me being here anymore. Like, he's feeling really down about that. And maybe even a little bit resentful.
So in that case, I'll try to say, see this as your opportunity to prove to Lord Navarro that you are worth your weight in... Yeah, that you are worth your weight in gold.
I'm like, gold still exists.
I was gonna say salt, and I'm like, wait, that's not the term.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he looks at you, and he says...
Or Darius is waiting gold.
Yeah, he says, I appreciate that, Toity. I do have to say, I never thought that we would be getting along at all, especially of how the voyage went. But ever since you stopped playing your bagpipes, it's like you're an entirely different person.
I fear for my bagpipes.
I hope that we can be friends, Toity.
I hope so.
He like holds out his hand. He's like, I hope this works out. I honestly do. If there is a way that peace can happen, I would love to see it, but I have to be realistic here.
I hope so, and I'll reach out, shake his hand, like get on my tiptoes so I can reach.
Yeah.
I just kind of like whisper to Ari, "This is the strangest outcome of this conversation."
You're telling me.
I think Calvitas comes over and pokes his head in. Hey, Miggy.
Yes,
You
Darius?
have a quill?
Do I have a what?
A quill.
Um,
You know,
like
writing utensil?
to write with?
Yes.
Why,
I've been reading.
so he says, why would you need a, and then you like say like, oh, I can read. And then he's like, oh. Wow.
I've been reading this book and there's so many stupid decisions. I'm going to go and rewrite and make it better.
And he's like, what?
How dare you?
What book is that?
He holds up the book.
That is my book. You can't write in it. How did you get that? Raya, you gave him my book?
I taught him how to read with it.
Yes, I understood that part. I didn't realize that you loaned it to him.
She did tell you that last session.
Maybe he didn't believe her.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't believe it.
Yeah, I let him read it. And I suggested that he join our book club. And you were like, no, he can't join our book club. What about Ari? Would she be interested? And
Ari
then I
just
quit
looks
book club.
down.
If he is
I don't know what
simply
kind
going
of weird I don't know what kind of weird love triangle's going on here. It's worse than the one in this book. And if you would just give me a quill, I can make the whole thing better. So, quill, where?
See, this is exactly what I was talking about, Raya. He does no appreciation for fine literature.
No love triangle. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like Ari and Captain Miggy over here.
No,
And he gets beat red. He gets beat
like
red.
way over in Spain.
Right. Shut up.
I'm just saying, there's nothing between me
Raya.
and any of the parties present. I'm just throwing that out there.
Darius cannot join our book club if he's going to rewrite the book. You have to understand that.
Well, you said he couldn't even join before he was gonna rewrite the book.
And because I saw where this was going, I knew that this is how it would end up. He has no appreciation for literature.
You just have no appreciation for a friend. That's all.
I'd like to point out, I have an appreciation for good literature. And this...
That was
Get
harsh.
out. Get out. Get out right now.
Let me finish.
Wow.
Darius, leave.
I'm sorry, Captain
Let
Miggy.
me finish,
I'm sorry.
Migs.
I will
take it
not
back.
let you finish. You will
You're
not
right.
disparage the kissing men. Leave.
Okay, I'll go find the quill somewhere else.
Yes, please do.
And he closes
No,
the
give
book.
me that book.
Hey,
And
wait
I
a second.
tried.
I want the book back.
No! I can't be in your book club. I can't even finish
I want
talking.
an opposed roll. I'm getting that
Trying to
book.
grab the book. Okay.
What should I roll?
Both roll strength checks, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. I don't know what I was hoping for. Because strength's not good.
I get it, that one.
Dexterity's not good. None of it's
You rolled a
good.
save.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, roll strength check.
I mean, I guess it's the same thing.
It might not be. There are certain modifiers.
No, it'd probably be worse if it was a check, but we should keep that roll number, right?
Well, he didn't roll much better.
Where's my strength?
You actually
Come on.
rolled a part about the same. Just do it.
Well, one
Okay.
was a
Oh,
four.
strength's
Take
not
the
bad.
modifier into mine. Yeah, about the same with. No, never mind. I'm
Did I roll it?
Oh,
Oh, you-
tied.
Oh, it's the same.
It's a fight.
Yes. So what happens is Raya and Calvitas, you're just like holding onto the book. You're just both holding it.
If it's gonna rip in half, I let it go.
It's not gonna rip in half. I mean, I guess it's up to Calvitas, honestly, if it rips in half.
Wait, why would it be up to him?
Because he's the strong one. Like, if he's like...
Rude.
If he's
Wait,
like...
technically their strength is only different by 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a
Sure,
plus
that's
2
true.
modifier.
The modifier is different by 1.
So...
What's your strength score?
17.
Okay, mine's 15. So it's
Because if you're like jerking it strong enough, it might rip.
I don't think he's trying to jerk it. I think he's just holding on to it.
Okay.
And he says, "Look." And he says, "Look. You can have the book back if you let me finish what I was saying about it."
So yeah, Miggy takes a deep breath. What is it you wanted to say, Darius?
I wanted to say the first half of the book, it was pretty good. The second half, it could be better, and I can show you.
Guys, Darius knows what a half is.
So I think Miggy is like kind of like staring at you, Covetous, and he's like, he has a curious expression on his face, and he says,
like, you know that
how
part?
could it be better?
Like, you know that part with the
I'm done. And I walk out of this test. I'm done.
You could see where this is going.
I walk out.
Twitty slipped out a while ago.
So he goes, you know that part with the mopping scene?
Yeah, yes, of course. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Yes, so what if instead of ripping the mop out of her hands, he mops with her?
Well, I always understood the taking of the mop from the hand as a symbolic for his desire to sweep her off of her feet. It was a misunderstanding, you see.
Be a broom, Captain Miggy. But it was a mop.
You're right. Well, maybe I've been reading it wrong the entire time. So you're saying that if they mopped together, what would be the... Why would they make it better?
Oh my God.
I didn't think that the relationship had advanced enough at that point to warrant something like that.
Hold on, I gotta think of something.
I mean, we can just fade out of the conversation from here, right?
Yeah, that might.
Right, you guys start talking about it. Okay, so I would like to posit that what ends up happening is you guys get to the end of that conversation and he's like in tears as you're describing to him like why the like symbolism of this like thing is like really important for like the entirety of the plot.
Like an insight check.
Sure.
I got it.
Stuff.
I've got it.
Okay, yeah.
The symbolism of the mop, instead of symbolizing that he's taking her pain away from her, of how she has to clean up her life, he takes the pain with her and goes through the struggle and walks with her through it.
That is the most beautiful thing that I think that I have ever heard, Darius.
Like, because I think it's really good, but that is the kind of thing you don't learn by reading. Like, just immediately learning how to read really fast.
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
17.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you, Jordan. What's going on in Calvidus's head?
Okay, so what is she?
Because I'm just like...
She thinks something... There's obviously
How did he come up with such a profound thought?
Exactly.
Yeah, because like even if you can read, that's just because I was a really good teacher. I was not teaching you figurative language.
Now, who's to say that Darius wasn't a ladies' man? And that he had that beforehand?
Like, all of us journeying with you.
I mean, I don't blame
She has
you.
a good point.
Maybe he wasn't just interested in anyone, so...
Yeah, but like... didn't have that way of words.
Yes, but Darius also didn't have many words.
Right, that's the thing.
So you're noticing that there's
like something's up.
Yeah, so I mean,
So what does that 17? What information does that 17 get, Raya?
I think that's clear enough that it doesn't feel like this is the same person that she has known for the past couple weeks and months, and there's something hugely distinctly different, almost as if it's a completely different person, different personality.
Yeah, so maybe you just like come face to face with it, right? You're just like, this is not Darius, but like that obviously doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
So you're like grappling with that. You're like, this, but how could that? Like, this Darius doesn't talk like this. Like, I don't understand what's going on.
Maybe I just am like, is that what Ari's been talking about? Because she's mentioned it to us before, right?
What, he's been acting weird?
Yeah.
Mm.
Haven't you said anything?
Or was it at you?
Somebody
Was
said
that me?
something.
It might have been Toy.
was
No, well,
Toity.
Toity was talking about Ari. Toity was talking about Ari being weird to Raya.
Twitty was
Yeah.
talking to me.
Yeah.
I think
I
Ari
was just
did
kinda like,
mention something about
Yeah, I
Calvados.
guess he's kind of weird. But then I think I just came up with like some kind of explanation.
Yeah.
That does sound familiar. Or did I mention? Did I notice something weird about Ari though? Did I mention?
There was also
weird with
all the
all
weird
of us
questions.
recently.
There was all the weird responses that
Yeah.
Calvados gave.
I mean, I think it just probably all comes together for you. Like in that moment, you're like, huh.
I go back to the.
Yeah, looking at all the formulas in the air. Darius plus books equals not Darius. So yeah, what's Raya's conclusion? Like, what is she? Like, I think this is honestly like Calvitas. You probably end up like sitting down in the tent, right? And Miggy is like, you're having an impassioned conversation about this. And Raya, are you just like sticking around?
Would I be able to like? I'm just trying to think if there's anything that I would even like suspect that could be different besides just like feeling like he's different. Like if there's anything that I would know.
Well, the way he's been talking.
Well, just like if I would know like what I think about like if there's magic that could do
Like the
this.
how of life.
Yeah.
Or the
yeah.
win.
I don't know. Maybe I would go find Ari and ask her about it. Yeah, so they sit down to talk, and I would go find Ari.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All my gold. Kind of fuming.
You could just have like your mattress sitting in a pile of gold.
Pretty much.
That's awesome.
Give me one quick second.
Okay.
One. Just take a break.
We need to end soon.
I know. We did start late.
I haven't shown you guys the hand flappy thing in real life yet.
You can hear it echoing.
No, stop. Only I'm allowed to yawn.
Sorry.
Do what?
She said she's only allowed to yawn.
Well, are we still gonna do Avatar?
I have no idea.
Seth, behold.
Sorry.
Nice stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so I go find Ari.
Mhm.
I'm at your tent. You're not at your tent right now, based on the map.
No, but I mean,
I
that's
went
just
over
right.
there. And I kind of like peek in and I just go, something is very wrong with Darius.
So I would just like to point out that Ari's tent is filled with treasure.
Like you see the thing where it's like from the other perspective, like something's wrong with Darius. You turn the camera the other way,
You see Ari surrounded by treasure.
Just Ari's head. From the neck down is treasure.
I'm like pacing in my tent. I see you. Like, yeah, no kidding. He went in there with like some pitch for a book. What's up with that?
Yeah. Do you not think that there's something very wrong with that? Do you not remember Darius, the simple gardener, who came with us on this journey?
I mean,
who hardly could string 2 sentences together? And now he's talking about the meaning of a mop? Something is very wrong.
These tents are pretty thin, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna yell through because I'm in my tent. I'm gonna yell from my tent. There's like, yeah, I've usually taken Darius for more of the kind for being a mop.
I think I go, huh, and then I like come out to the tent towards you. I mean, I guess I hadn't really been thinking about it, but now that you mention it, yeah. But I mean, we've all changed so much in the last 2-3 weeks. I guess I just didn't notice.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but he's not the same.
Is it? Well, I'm gonna walk out at this point because I'm hearing all this. I'm like,
I mean,
is it possible there's some sort of magic? I mean, I can pull up my cigarette. I mean, I can talk to ogres now.
Yes, but Darius has never really done that kind of magic.
Well, I mean, like a magic item of sorts. I mean, I have a belt that let me...
I mean, we've been with him.
That's true. I mean, how it probably wouldn't have been. I'm trying to think of things because like it wouldn't be Darius. The only magical item Darius has gotten is the boots, right?
And his Mako.
And
yeah,
but he got his Mako Weedle like first thing.
Yep.
And his boots weren't very far behind that.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, he hasn't gotten any magical items since the boots that we know of, anyway. Not determined to search him to find that out, to be honest.
Come to think of it, Riot, doesn't it take like at least a couple months for people to learn how to read?
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, I can cast a spell and learn how to do it. Is there any way he could have done something similar?
I don't think so.
I mean, Darius doesn't do magic. I mean, but then again, neither did I before we came to this island.
That ancestor stuff where his parents show up. But I don't think his parents showed up for him to analyze a romance novel.
A really weird version of Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
Ancestor notes.
Come to think of it, I don't think his parents have shown up in a while.
That is true.
I guess I did severely overestimate how good of a teacher I am.
Not saying anything to that.
But then, I mean,
I did some good teaching for about 3 days.
I'm sure you were a great teacher, Riot. I just don't think he could have improved that much in a matter of 3 days.
You're right. I just...
Oh.
I just really...
Hope counter.
I just wanted to have been a good teacher.
I mean, but what explanation can we even come up with? I mean, that's Darius.
Is it?
There's something about
him.
Mean, it's not.
What? No. Because is it? Because he mentioned something weird when we were running into the ghost people.
What was that?
I don't remember the exact wording of it. Emily?
I know.
It was I hate being in this body, something like that.
It was like I hate being in this body, like, or no, it said he just said like not again, like as he was aging from that ghost.
He said something about his body.
Yeah, he said both of those
this
things.
cursed body.
Do you think, is it like his father? And that's why we haven't seen his parents coming up.
But then why wouldn't his mother be there?
I don't know. Maybe it's his father when he's fighting and his mother when she's writing romance novels. And they like tag team.
Okay, but then what happened to Darius then?
Really good question.
Is it always his parents? Because I mean, he hasn't been that odd all the time.
But like, he hasn't been normal odd. Like Darius was normal odd. Like his normal was odd. And now he's just been kind of normal and not odd.
I mean, the fact that he's reading that book, I think, is odd, but we won't get into that.
Look, I know you probably meant that as an insult, but I'm going to set it aside for right now.
Anyways, maybe we just need to talk to him.
Have an intervention.
I think as the conversation is coming to a close, since Darius's tent is like right there,
Mm-hmm.
he starts walking up.
And we all awkwardly immediately go silent as soon as he starts walking up.
He like is walking in with the bedroll. Okay, and going to bed. And he throws the bedroll in and just falls on it. And he starts snoring immediately.
Maybe in the morning.
I think like maybe like I like go like this and then I'm like okay. I like kind of look at them and I'm like in the morning.
In the morning.
I think I need a drink.
Captain Miggy's got plenty. We know
This
the
is
crew had
true.
plenty as well.
And I walk towards his tent.
I'm sure Captain
Oh!
Miggy would gladly
Yes. All right, so you walk into Captain Miggy's tent.
I thought it was gonna be the end, but instead it's just the beginning.
And
Oh,
he is he's frantically looking. So did you let him like have the book, Calvius? I think maybe how that ended up was like you guys like said you were gonna meet tomorrow, and like you guys are basically gonna write a novel. Like I think that's what's gonna happen.
yes.
Okay,
Right?
clearly something's wrong.
And like he's like frantically scribbling down notes, right? So he's just like frantically dipping his quill into the ink and like writing out notes and like flipping through like the book, The Kissing Man. He's like, we can make this better. We can make it so much better. And then like, yeah. And then he doesn't even really notice that you walked in.
I just want to like start rummaging through. Like, is this alcohol like out
Yeah,
there?
he has an alcohol like cabinet. Yeah.
Okay, I go straight to the cabinet.
Yeah, he hears that you're like rummaging around and looks up. He's like, oh, hi, Ari.
I hope you don't mind.
No. Would you?
I just need a drink.
Right, of course. No. I mean, I'm sure it's been a long day. Would you mind pouring me a glass too?
Yeah, sure.
Just
So
a quick nightcap with Captain.
I pour you a glass, pour myself a glass, like slide it to you on your table, and then down mine in like one shot.
Yeah, and he like kind of like looks down at it and looks back at you and like raises an eyebrow, and then he tries to do the same. And I'm gonna roll a Constitution roll for him. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, nat one.
That would be amazing.
We're also amazing if he got that 20.
No, it'd be funnier if it was in that one though.
Yeah, he downs it. He downs it in one shot too. And he's like,
look at him
kind
and-
of like coughs a little bit and like nods back at you.
I pour myself another
Oh
glass.
no!
This time I start like sipping it.
Yeah, he kind of like just holds his out right and to for you to pour another one.
It's our dipping. It's not just my
And I like
It's mood.
I think I like
lighting.
sit there.
Captain Miggy.
Oh my god, did you just like dim the lights? Sipping. I think I like put my feet up on the table and start sipping.
Yeah, he kind of like slides his
just, like-
ink like well away from your feet so you don't like hit it.
And I like just like thank you.
Of course.
It's been a long 3 days.
It's been a long, however long you've been in this dreadful place.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm sorry for the other day if it was awkward or anything like that. I apologize. Kind of like look down at his drink.
Captain, why are you attracted to me?
He blushes.
Okay, okay.
This is definitely
This is
how
where-
Ari would do it, though. Yeah.
This is where Miggy
I've
says,
literally been thinking about
This
this
is so Ari.
conversation.
So
For
Ari.
like a
Woman
month.
some inspiration.
this is where Miggy says, "Why wouldn't I be?"
Oh,
Oh god.
wait,
No.
wait,
That's
say that.
too confident for Captain.
No, yeah,
Wait,
Captain
He's not
Miggy isn't
had
that
enough
confident.
alcohol yet.
wait, we gotta add. No, never mind. I was gonna add some mood music, but I don't want to do copyright stuff.
God.
So yeah, he's just looking down at his drink. So he looks up at you right when you say that, and he blushes. And he like looks down back at his drink and he says, you're very sure of yourself. You won't take no for an answer. And when you want something, you go after it. You have a strength about you that I admire.
I think she like chuckles and like drinks some more. Says, but Captain, like I know there's nothing unique about my outward appearance, right? Like I'm dirty, you know, I sleep with animals, and I'm not a Christian. You know, I just
All right, back. We're gonna get a drink.
I just don't understand. Like I've never had somebody like me before, and I just don't understand why.
Yeah, he looks at you and he says, I don't know where you've gotten the impression that people don't find you pretty, but if someone said that in my presence, I would firmly rebuke them.
It's true love.
Wait, I missed What? I missed that day. What happened?
You just have to watch it later.
Listen, Ari, I'm used to women who dress in frills and shower themselves in makeup to the point where it is impossible to see their face. I am constantly surrounded by women who would like nothing more than to marry me for my money. It's never very much impressed me. This impresses me. The kind of rugged tenacity that it takes to survive in a place like this. I'm not really much of an explorer myself.
Who could have guessed?
Dun
that?
dun dun. Yeah, I know.
You, what do you mean you know?
Well, look, Captain. As an explorer, I know when somebody else isn't an explorer.
Of course.
I just
should have known that.
I apologize for the way I acted towards you. I just was so taken aback.
There's nothing to apologize for. Please don't even let it enter your mind. It was all on my
I'm
part.
totally thinking like this "Make a Man Out of You" scene from Mulan. Except the roles are switched.
Yep.
Where Ari's teaching.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to learn how to be explorer, I can teach you.
I smell a date.
He's staring at you.
This is not where I was expecting this to go.
And he's staring. He looks down at his drink. And he looks back at you. And he said, "God's overrated anyway." And downs the rest of it. And then that's like basically where we end the scene.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, when he said girls who like shower themselves with, was it with makeup or something on their face? I thought it was just gonna end with girls who shower themselves. Which is why I was dying laughing over here.
Girls who are clean are overrated.
She herself was like, "I'm dirty."
Yeah.
So then he would be like, "Usually I'm surrounded by girls who shower themselves." The end. That's why I was like dying over here looking down.
So I believe that's probably where we end our session.
Yeah.
I think that's
Great.
that's a good place to end it.
That was the best.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite session of all time so far. Great stuff.
I'm dirty. I sleep with animals, and I'm not a Christian. Ari Armani. 1492.
Yeah, let's not repeat that sentence.
Oh boy.
Mine out of the gutter.
Oh boy.
Oh. The internet and all the world to see forever. None of us can ever run for president.
Would we want
can't.
to?
No, I don't want to run for president.
So I'd just like to say that I love all of you. I'm so very happy to be playing this game with you. And that was really fun. Everyone take inspiration if you don't have it already, because like holy crap, y'all were inspiring.
I'm pretty sure it was not really inspiring.
Generation.
Maybe inspiring people to kill.
Yeah.
Kill the ogres.
That's
I've inspired a romance.
Yeah.
The love doctor.
So let's take a tally of what's gonna happen here next session. So
Do we get any XP?
yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Toity is going to facilitate a meeting between Ohtli and Captain Miggy. Raya is on a quest to figure out what is wrong with Darius, and there may be an intervention. Ari is
And
apparently going to
that-
teach...
that lady.
What?
Snake lady.
Oh yeah, and you're going to talk with Snake Lady.
Flying snake.
Yeah, with Flying Snake.
Oh yeah.
Ari is going to teach Captain Miggy how to be a man, I guess.
Be a
Um,
man.
You must be swift as the
yeah,
coursing
exactly.
With the number.
And then Calvitas is going to write a novel with Miggy.
Wow.
Man, like when
Wow.
this
Wow.
campaign started, I never thought this would ever happen.
Seriously.
It's a very strange
Oh my
course of
God.
events.
Life is strange.
So in terms of XP, y'all didn't fight anything this session.
Which is
So we
weird.
avoided.
Well,
Yeah.
we survived an encounter.
You did survive an encounter. So I'm gonna just go ahead and give you XP as if you beat that encounter. So I'll just add everything up here. So I'm gonna give you a certain amount of XP.
10 million experience.
Technically, we survived 2 encounters, one of them by running away.
All right. So this session, everybody take 1,000 XP.
Oh, that's easy.
Reloads.
So 1,000 experience points.
Dope.
No, thank you.
What's everybody at?
11501.
Yep, exactly the same.
11,634.
What's the next?
11,576.
What's the next level?
16.
16,000.
16,000, I think.
Cool.
I don't know. You can look in the
Here, D&D
16K.
leveling up.
Cool. So yeah, there's lots of stuff to happen. Lots of. I'm glad we chose to add in.
Oh, it's 14.
Oh.
Oh, very nice. You're pretty
Getting
close
there.
2,400 for me.
then. It's really interesting. I'm glad we chose to add the 5 and 6 as the thing because there's some interesting things that happened. And I'm down with it. Yeah. So I think that is the end of Terra Nullius episode 15. We got a permit and we are driving real fast here. It's a bumpy but crazy ride, and it's a great ride. So there's a lot of things happening. And I'm excited to see where it all goes. So, if I remember correctly, Em, you're not going to be there next week.
Correct. I'll be on an aeroplane.
Yeah. So we'll figure out what we're going to do in the meantime.
I already threw out the suggestion that if you guys ever want to play Penny for My Thoughts,
Right. Yeah.
should be then.
Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of things we could do. So we'll talk about that, I'm sure. Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Fun session.
Such great stuff.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's great.
A lot of good things. I'm so happy that you went in there, Ari. That you were gonna talk to him because that was great. It was so good.
That went
Well, honestly,
a lot
when
better.
Seth was like, because my plan was to talk to him after Twitty left,
Right.
but then that didn't happen. I was like, okay, you know what, forget it.
Uh-huh.
But then he was like, oh, Miggy has drinks, and I was like, done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have a drink.
Good stuff. Yeah. Cool. Well, there you go. That is our episode of Terra Nullius. We'll be back next week with something else. And thank you for watching.